Imagine a reader, leader, thinker, wanderer, trainer and a fighter blessed with people and coaching skills. That's me, Gautham, your coach, founder ABLEXPERTS. So welcome to the part 2 of this video, how to keep calm and win arguments. And folks, if you haven't watched the part 1 of this video, I would humbly suggest you to go and watch the part 1 of the video, because I've talked about 2 perspectives there, and right now I'm moving on to this video, the part 2. To give a recap of about the part 1 of the video, the Singaporean Select Committee, which was appointed by the Singaporean government to investigate deliberate online falsehood, was attended by Vice President Mr. Milner of the Facebook and the host of its delegates. And in that conference room, when Mr. Shanmugam, a committee member and the Minister of Singapore, asked a question to Milner, Mr. Milner takes that question back to the chairman to check its appropriateness, and the drama unfolded.
Along with counsel from both Twitter and Google, were criticized as being non-committal in some of the answers, including on the issue of banning foreign currency in political ads. Would you accept that as an accurate characterization?
And I really would like the chairman to consider whether this line of questioning is appropriate.
Milner, I think you should leave it to us to decide what is relevant, what is not relevant. But if you're unable to answer questions because you don't know or do not wish to answer the question, please state so.
And we saw this was the reply that was given by a 100% leader who protected his teammate. And right now, it's time for Mr. Shanmugam to give his response.
Let me explain to you why this is very relevant, Mr. Milner. I spent most of my career looking at what's relevant and irrelevant.
I truly admire this man, Mr. Shanmugam, for the reply with which he started, because it was cool and collected while giving a reply to a man who just checked about his question's relevance and appropriateness to the chairman. And things can get out of hands easily, but he didn't let it happen, and then he gave a cool, calm reply. So what we can learn from this video, we can learn a host of things from this. The first and foremost thing that we all need to learn is don't let your emotions get better of you. And this video is all about that, right? How to keep your calm. For that, don't let your emotions get better of you. And how to do that? The one thing that I noticed with Mr. Shanmugam was he was on purpose. He didn't lose track of the purpose. Once you lose track of the purpose and go on a personal vendetta, everything will go away from your hands. You will lose the upper hand. For example, take a TV debate, particularly an Indian political television channel debate, where a host of panelists will be discussing on a topic X, but once a panelist makes an personal attack on another panelist or on a party that was represented by another panelist, that panelist who got criticized, who got affected by the comments, will start to defend those comments, and he'll take the attack back to the opponent, thereby taking the debate's topic from X to Y, and the anchor will have a hard time to bring the topic back to X. It will take another 5 to 10 minutes at the minimum to bring them on track, or some anchors will let the drama unfold so that their TRP ratings will go up. So stay on purpose all the time. If you want to win an argument, stay on purpose.
That a government of Singapore can depend on Facebook to tell us the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in proceedings where the witnesses are sworn, or whether you will do everything you can to give lawyers' answers or lawyered answers, that you can be completely trusted to apply your internal guidelines. It's very relevant.
And the second thing that I noticed about Mr. Shanmugam is he didn't let his ego in, because I call ego as the self-I, okay? Wherever ego gets in, it demands respect, it demands importance. So once you let ego in, if at all Mr. Shanmugam had let his ego in, the opposite person, Mr. Milner, has disrespected him. The ego will think on that way, and it will go on a personal vendetta. It will try to prove that I'm better than Mr. Milner, and it will try to put Mr. Milner in his place. And again, you will lose, or Mr. Shanmugam will lose track of the purpose. What we need to really understand is Mr. Milner has not questioned directly Mr. Shanmugam, the ego of Mr. Shanmugam. Mr. Milner is questioning the select committee member that was appointed by the Singaporean government, and in fact he is questioning the questions of the select committee member, that is Mr. Shanmugam. If you are clear on the roles, ego will not get better of you. Understand, my dear friends. And the third part that I noticed with Mr. Shanmugam was his assertive tone. Okay, when we get into arguments, most people commonly they get emotive and then they don't become assertive. Now to me, assertive is being like saying yes in the place of yes and saying no in the place of no, with no or minuscule amount of emotion behind it. Though it takes pain to say yes in a certain situation, an assertive person will say yes without showing his emotion, by not giving a chance to the opponent to hit back, or not giving a chance for the opponent to get better of him at all. So if you are assertive, you will have your emotions under check, thereby you will keep your calm and cool under your control. And my dear friends, you must take a look at how it ended, how the video got ended, because Mr. Shanmugam gave a final reply to Mr. Miller, and take a look at it.
You do not want to be regulated. In that context, we are asking you these questions. If you are embarrassed about being confronted with answers that your colleagues have given to other parliaments, you can say so. If you feel unable to support them, of course you can say so. But I think you will leave the relevance of the questions to me, and for me to be directed by the chair. Can we move on? I don't need an answer from you.
That was savage, my dear friends, really savage. Mr. Shanmugam should have dropped his mic to prove it, because that's how you keep your cool and calmness and be collected, by being assertive, by staying on the purpose and not letting your ego get better of you. That's how you take the game back to the opponent, and that's how you win arguments. So until next video, this is Gautham signing off. Tata, bye bye.